This video is for people that are playing Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, but are worried about the challenges they may face. This video is also for people that are sitting out the game because of the dumpster fire that is gym requirements. So yeah, pretty much half the Pokemon community just gave up on the games when they saw that you had to show a grass or water type Pokemon to a league official to be able to face Brock, saying that the game is just tutorial, easy mode, way too handholdy, Pokemon Sun and Moon all over again. So I want to kind of go through the other gym requirements and give my experiences as to what happened. So for Brock's gym requirement, the first Pokemon I saw in the game was a Weepinbell. So I caught it. I could have also caught one of the mini Weepinbell and maybe even Bulbasaur in Viridian Forest. So I showed it to the guy, I ran past all the trainers, I went up to Brock, I didn't use the Weepinbell, and I kicked him in the face. This gym requirement was so hindering to me that I might never play Pokemon again. As I continued my Pokemon adventure, my next safe space turned out to be Misty's gym. Her only requirement was a single level 15 Pokemon. I barely managed to get this by skipping most of the trainers in Mount Moon, not going through Nugget Bridge, and I only caught an average amount of Pokemon. My reward was getting kicked in the head by her Starmie. Because, surprise, having an underlevel Pokemon and not training well enough, and going up against a fully evolved Pokemon that has modified, buffed moves from newer generations, like Scald, constantly burning me while doing an insane amount of damage, didn't turn out well for me. So that 15, yeah, none of my other Pokemon met that. So I really couldn't hold up. I had to try again. Well, what about Lieutenant Surge? Like, how are they going to baby Lieutenant Surge's gym? Remember when you had to rub the sailor's back to get cut? You have to rub the sailor's back, and then you get cut. And then you use cut, and then league official goes, that's it. That's the requirement. So, the same exact requirement in the original Pokemon games is now a bad thing. Because they call it a requirement instead of just not call it a requirement, I guess. After that, I found myself at Koga's gym. Yes, Koga, not Erica. Because Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee is so handholdy that after Cerulean City, you're pretty much free to do whatever you want with the gym order until you make it to Giovanni. It's really faithful to Red and Blue version in that regard. Like, Vermilion City has never been mandatory. You don't need the Thunder Badge. In the original games, it just gives you access to fly, which, while being pretty massive quality of life, isn't 100% needed to beat the games. Also, going through Diglett Cave to get Flash, you can make it through Rock Tunnel blind. It's difficult and a lot of repels and a lot of bumping into things, but also if you have a map or if you roughly know what you're doing, you can make it through just fine. So I decided to skip over Erica, make it to Koga, and Koga has probably the toughest requirement of the entire game. It's not like tough as in hard, just tough as in oof. Because you get jumped with needing 50 Pokemon, different species of Pokemon, to enter his gym. I was at 44, and that made it hurt even more, because I was catching Pokemon. I thought I was keeping up with the game, but much like with the starter Pokemon, where it's like, oh, you want this Charmander? 50 Pokemon. Oh, you want this Squirtle? 60 Pokemon. Not different species, but just 60 total Pokemon. I didn't have that many Pokemon, and I didn't have that many species. So this game is encouraging you to play Pokemon and enjoy the region, enjoy the world, not skip over things, and actually play the game. And people are upset about that. And it's not even like that's hindering you. People are like, oh, but that kills Nuzlocke. Nuzlocke aren't official. I personally think Nuzlocke are stupid. Like, you don't have to play a Nuzlocke, or you don't have to play a Pokemon game as a Nuzlocke to enjoy the Pokemon game. It's just fine without that. So, this is actually helping you in so many different aspects as well. It's getting you closer to completing your Pokedex. It's just pretty much letting you discover all these species of Pokemon, while also interacting with this new overworld Pokemon encounter system to where you see the Pokemon, so you can just walk up to it instead of RNGing for like a 5% thing in a bush that you're never going to find. So, you're all set up right there, and after Koga, I decided to book it down to Blaine's. I had a surfboard. And I went to Pallet Town. I went down to Cinnabar Island. And then Blaine's gym was locked. Just like the original games. And the requirement to get in was the key. So you go through the Pokemon Mansion, just like the original games. You get the key, and then Blaine's gym is yours. So you don't need to have a level 100 water type Pokemon to free low easy mode Blaine. You just play the game originally. Strange. Erica's gym requirement. Wait, no, I didn't even. Erica was the last one I did before Giovanni. Next gym requirement is Sabrina. Sabrina's gym requirement is a level 45 Pokemon. Now, much like Misty, you can squeak over that level 45, but that's likely going to be your starter Pokemon, or whatever Pokemon you choose to just frontline everything, and the rest of your team is going to be underleveled. Some people are trying to find complaints about this because Sabrina's strongest Pokemon, her signature Pokemon with her Alakazam, is only level 44. So you have to bring a Pokemon that's at least one level higher than her ace Pokemon, but that's not really going to do you a lot of justice when it's doing crazy amounts of damage, and even if you're using Eevee with a super effective move against it, you're not getting too much benefit. Batty Bad doesn't set up Light Screen, it sets up Reflect. And it's still, even with a couple levels over Alakazam, it's not like instantly winning. Also, you still have to go through all the other trainers if you want to. If you skip the trainers, you just fall further behind. So yeah, they want you going in with a level 45 Pokemon against the trainers. And if you skip the trainers, that means you're even more behind on that, and then your team is just going to be underleveled. So Sabrina was pretty tough. After that, I went to Erica. What hand-holding on-a-rail task did Erica's gym make me have before I beat her down? Oh, I just need to show a cute Pokemon. How am I going to get a cute Pokemon? The mascots of the game aren't cute. Now, Pikachu and Eevee, the one that you're guaranteed to get throughout the game, that you're at least going to have one of. And if you've been catching any amount of Pokemon, you probably also have another cute Pokemon. But no, you don't have any cute Pokemon, so that's just an impossibility right there. That's why I had to save it for the 7th gym. It was just something I couldn't accomplish. So you just get to walk into Erica's gym for free. And then Giovanni. Well, Giovanni isn't home in the original games, so you need to get all 7 badges, but you also have to do the Silpho thing, or else Giovanni is still robbing that dude for the Master Ball. So when you complete the story of the game, Giovanni shows up, and that's the requirement. So most of the requirements are either original story or non-requirements. The other ones are level requirements that don't really affect anything. The first one is Brock, the first gym, with a soft tutorial, even though Pokemon Yellow version made the games easier because you could go out and grab a Mankey and you could double kick. Instead of adding that middleman Mankey, they just give double kick to your starter Pokemon. So yeah, I guess people are right that Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee is 100% for children, not made for everyone like the developer said, and that the gym requirements completely ruin everything about the game.